Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are obviously trying something new. I figured out how to do the thing in the thing. So we're testing that out. And I just got the new YNAB Custom Views. So I wanted to take a look at those and how I want to be using them in my budget. So I'm going to resize myself. Put me in this little corner over here so you can still see me, but we can see the budget as it is. Don't pay attention to the overspent categories. We'll get there on my regular budgeting video. I just wanted to take a look at the new views that YNAB has. So let's go ahead and take a look. So what they do here is, they've done this in many ways before, but they have an overspent toggle, so you can just see what categories you have that are overspent. The one that I was just talking about, how much I wanted this, is just something I can click to show me what in my budget is underfunded still. So I know that I need to fund all these things. I'm very excited about this one. Overfunded is stuff that has more money in it than YNAB expects it to, so you've exceeded your targets. So like for me, my YNAB target is to have $108 by April 30th next year. That's when my subscription renews to YNAB. But I don't like, it wants me to put like $9.82 or something in there, and I just round up to 10. So according to YNAB, this category is overfunded. So that is true. It is. So this one is a very similar one. These are categories that are green, that have money that is available to pull if you needed to. Money available. So for me personally, overfunded, money available, they're both kind of, I probably won't use these ones too much for myself, but something I'm really excited about doing is you can make new views. So I want to make a new view and call it, let's say, emergency fund. And if I want to look at what do I need to cover with an emergency fund, what do I want to cover with an emergency fund, it's not every single one of my categories, right? So this would be, I want 6 months of this budget covered in my emergency fund, right? So I want rent. Yes, my gym is on a contract that's really hard to cancel, so I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna cover Hulu, my renter's insurance, my phone bill, my iCloud, gotta have my electricity, gotta have our Wi-Fi. We probably wouldn't renew Costco in that situation. We would continue to have pet insurance. YNAB is a must, you all know that. Again, wouldn't fund Costco at that point. I'm probably not gonna fund clothing at that point. Date night, unfortunately, also no, but groceries, yeah. My animals have to eat still. I would still need a haircut. Gotta look good for job interviews. I'm assuming I'd be going on at this point. Yes?
Coffee for my wife.
A coffee delivery mid-video. You can see her now. Where do I go? There you go. Wow, thank you so much. Okay. Things like household consumables. We still need toilet paper, right? But household fixtures, I probably wouldn't fund at that point. I'm not gonna buy any new things for the house if I'm living off my emergency fund. You know. Personal care, like deodorant, still gotta smell nice. Transportation, I do live in New York, so this would be my Metro card to get around. And I probably wouldn't be funding my sinking funds. If I'm living off my emergency fund, I would not be funding my sinking funds at that time. That sucks, but that's life. All my fun things are probably gonna be cut off. I kept Hulu just so we have something to do in the house. Credit card payments and stuff, I'm gonna put them on this view just because I use those and pay them off every month, so we'll put that on there. Vacation travel's out, and my long-term savings is out, but my emergency fund for Harvey and this is actually the line for my emergency fund, so those are things I would want to keep in there just to have. So now what we can do is, I've got all those things saved. Those are the things that, if I'm living off my emergency fund, these are the things that I needed to cover. So I can save that. And now I'm looking at just those categories. So this effectively, while I'm living off my emergency fund, is my new budget. And right now, at the end of the month of June, that doesn't do much for me. But if I look ahead into July, my total monthly goals for July, $25.83. So now I know that my emergency fund, if I want it to be fully funded, is gonna be 6 months at $25.83. And it'll cover all of these things that I have deemed 100% necessary. So I've been really excited about these custom views because number one, the underfunded, like I talked about, but also this emergency fund category lets me know that I'm on track with my emergency fund savings. So actually what that tells me, what I'm learning from this right now, is that right now I have $2,500 capped as my emergency fund, as my 1 month of an emergency fund. That's telling me that this is not 1 month of emergency fund. I need $83.42 in there before I can actually cover all of my living for 1 full month. So the YNAB Custom Views could be used for almost anything. A lot of you, if you've watched my channel before, you know that I have a second budget right here that I keep my student loans on because I was super overwhelmed at seeing how long the budget got with all those different categories and all those different accounts, because student loans, each one is their own different account, right? So now, instead of having that on a separate budget entirely, you could combine it, but just have one that is regular budget and one that is student loan budget, and it would sort that all out for you. So I could have regular budget, and I could have every single one of these categories, and then I could have student loan budget that's just the student loans. So I don't have to look at everything all at once and get overwhelmed. So this is a great way to like pare down the stuff you need to focus on, or the stuff that you want to focus on. What I also really enjoy is that, like I said, this money available in overfunded, I'm not going to use that often. So I'm just going to move it up, because underfunded and emergency fund for me are the two I think that I'm going to look at. I don't think emergency fund I'm going to touch very often, right? Ideally, I never use my emergency fund, so I'm not going to do it, but it is going to be able to, as I change these things, I am going to be able to keep up and constantly be updating and being on track and make sure that my emergency fund is reflective of my real life. But the underfunded, like we talked about, I'm in July, now I can, when it comes time to budget my paycheck, I can look at, these are the things that I'm underfunded on, and this is what I need to focus on right now. So at the beginning of the month, it's going to be everything, but near the end of the month, like now, I have one more paycheck this month, and now I know that these are the only categories that I need to put any money into. So I personally, extremely excited about these views. Let me know if you have any questions about them. Obviously, everyone kind of just got them, so we're digging into it, but if you have some interesting ways that you're looking to apply these to your budget, please let me know. I'm super excited to dig into them a little bit more. Thanks. See you next time.